Greetings, literature lovers. Today we are going to talk about the Caribbean literature in the next part. So let's continue. And here is Paul Marshall. She's an American author and she was born Valenza Pauline Burke in Brooklyn to Barbadian parents and educated at Girls High School early in her career. She wrote poetry but later returned to prose, and the novel's name is Praise Song for the Widow. That's by Paul Marshall, which takes place in the mid 70s, chronicling the life of Ivy Johnson, a 64-year-old African American widow on a physical and emotional journey in the Caribbean island of Kyriakos. Now, throughout the novel, there are many flashbacks to Ivy's earlier life experiences, which her late husband, Jerome Johnson, as well as childhood events that reconnected her with her lost cultural root. Now, Brown Girl, Brown Stones, in a novel by Paul Marshall autobiographical story, describes the life of barbarian immigrants in Brooklyn during the Great Depression. And then in World War II, the primary characters include Selena and Ina Boys and their parents, which suffer from racism and extreme poverty. Now, the next island which we are going to talk about in the Caribbean islands is Martinique. Columbus signed Martinique in 1493, but did not go ashore until another voyage in 1502. At that time, the island was inhabited by the Caribbean Indians who had already examined the Aroquois. Now, Columbus named the island Martinica in honor of Saint Martin. The French arrived to claim the island and begin permanent settlement there in 1635. They began to cultivate sugarcane and import slaves from Africa, as forests were cleaned to make room for sugar plantation, and fierce battles with the Caribbeans ensued. Now, with the Treaty of 1660, the Caribs agreed to occupy only the Atlantic side of Martinique. This peace was short-lived, however, and they were exterminated or forced off the island shortly thereafter. In 1762, the English occupied the island, but returned it the following year in exchange for Canada. They invaded and held the island once again from 1794 to 1815. When it was returned to the French in 1848, Victor Schouker, a French minister for overseas possessions, convinced the government to sign an Emancipation Proclamation ending slavery in the French West Indies. On March 8, 1902, came the most devastating natural disaster in Caribbean history. The Mount Pelee volcano erupted, destroying the city of Saint-Péry and claiming the lives of all but one of the 30,000 inhabitants as a result.